Look, I know. New Nintendo Switch hardware. This is something that we used to talk a lot about on this channel. Before the Nintendo Switch OLED came out, we got lots of information from places like Bloomberg and Mochizuki talking about this fabled unicorn, the Nintendo Switch Pro. And me being a video game channel would talk about the information provided from other sources. I never said I saw a Switch Pro dev kit or anything like that. I was simply just relaying messages that other people high up in the video game reporting industry were indeed reporting. Somehow or another, though, I got sort of labeled as the Switch Pro rumor monger, even though none of the rumors were made up by me or anything like that. It was all from other sources. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. People are going to get upset and disappointed. People were disappointed with the Switch OLED not being a full Switch refresh, and it is what it is. Since then, I've definitely cooled off on talking about new Nintendo Switch hardware, while others have risen through the ranks of it. And once again, it is what it is. At least I'm not acting like a video game expert who just watches people play video games, a brand ambassador. You know, I watch adult films. Doesn't mean I'm a porn star yet. But with the Nintendo Switch, I think there's a few things that we can all agree on, regardless of where you stand on what a new system is going to be when a new system is coming out. The first thing is the Switch has been around for a very long time. You know, in video game console years, with the rise of technology and how things often change, 5+ years is a very long time for a console. And of course, you can also say that, well, looking at the Nintendo Switch hardware itself, it's definitely showing some limitations. You know, it's definitely sort of slowing down in the crazy games that you get, graphically speaking. I mean, even first-party titles are suffering from this with games like Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. There was performance issues all over the place with that game, and this was a first-party, technically, game for the Nintendo Switch. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think we can all realize that as time goes on, there will be new systems. There will be new hardwares. It's just how things work, looking at the rise of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X in terms of what they can do as far as graphics are concerned with the older generation of consoles such as the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One phasing out. Something has to come from Nintendo. And there's been a little bit of chatter lately. Just to sort of catch you up to speed, we of course had the whole Nintendo financial report in which President Furukawa was actually asked whether or not there was new Switch hardware launching in the upcoming fiscal year from March 2022 to March 2023. And he said that he had no comment. Now, what's interesting about that is up until this point, they've always said, no, there is no new hardware. We're focused on the Switch or the Switch OLED or the Switch Lite or whatever it is. They never just had a sort of no comment situation when it came to that. So a lot of people got to thinking, well, maybe there's something going on. And this latest leak that's coming to us definitely, I feel like it has some legs. I feel like it has some legs for it, so I wanted to talk about it. If you want to get mad at me and pin me to the cross, go ahead. I've been there before. It won't be the end of me if I have to do this again. But this latest leak is actually coming to us from NVIDIA themselves. Now, we've talked about some other related NVIDIA leaks and how they could pertain to the Nintendo Switch, essentially because, well, NVIDIA kind of powers the Nintendo Switch. They're not powering other platforms. When it comes to any sort of video game hardware, it's all NVIDIA based. And when it comes to any sort of video game hardware that's out there that's NVIDIA based, it's, well, the Nintendo Switch. Now, this information is coming to us from a new job posting that was posted on LinkedIn from an NVIDIA worker. And when you look at this information, I think there's some interesting things that we sort of need to talk about with it. All right, so here's the listing in question. As a valued member of the team, you will be involved in the technical design and implementation of numerous features working in an agile environment. What does that mean? You will write code in C and C++, operating directly on the GPU and low-level driver data structures to enable graphics debugging and profiling. In this role, you can expect to create graphics profiler features for NVIDIA GPUs, enabling developers to achieve higher and more consistent frame rates. Implement graphics debugging featuring by reading and writing GPU registers and memory, and by processing and manipulating GPU commands at the driver level. work closely with internal and external partners, including other peer organizations within NVIDIA, drive technology discussions, and provide valuable feedback about the architecture, work efficiently estimate and prioritize tasks in order to create a realistic delivery schedule, write fast, effective, and maintainable and reliable and well-documented code, provide peer reviews to other engineers, including feedback on the performance, scalability, and correctness, document requirements and designs, and review documents with key partners, demonstrate growth in technical and non-technical abilities, meet with the Q&A department to develop a test plan for new features. Now, upon the surface level, this could be obviously anything. It could be anything within NVIDIA, but I think when you look at the grander scheme of things, I mean, really, when it comes to NVIDIA, you know, the main thing that NVIDIA does is they make these new graphics cards for PCs that really push the limits and push the technical prowess of what these systems can do. You know, NVIDIA is focused mostly on PC gaming. They just happen to have a partnership with the system on a card chip that is in the Nintendo Switch, which is of course the Tegra X1, that when it comes to that, NVIDIA is the only company that NVIDIA works with on actual hardware for a video game manufacturer is indeed Nintendo. And when you see some of the things talked about in here, operating directly on the GPU and low-level drivers and stuff like that, like that doesn't sound like a new NVIDIA video card for your PC. That sounds like something else. That sounds a bit more like something that, technologically speaking, is of course maybe a little bit behind when it comes to the raw specs of things, because what's the point on focusing on the low-end drivers? I feel like you already have a good grasp on what to do with those, because you're looking at more higher performance systems for PC gaming. So what is that lower end thing? I can't help but think that that's the Nintendo Switch, or something to do with a Nintendo piece of hardware. Let's be realistic here. One of the main features that the Switch going forward, as far as a full-on revision is concerned, whether it's a successor or something like the Game Boy to Game Boy Color, which for some reason Nintendo categorizes as the same system, even though there was thousands of Game Boy Color games that would only run on the Game Boy. I don't know, that bothers the hell out of me. There were two different systems. The Game Boy Color was a successor to the Game Boy. But bringing everything back full circle, because I could talk about that for a very long time, I really feel like this potentially has something to do with the Nintendo Switch because of things like DLSS technology. When it comes to the future of the Switch platform, you know, as far as what system revisions we get going forward, because I really feel like this is going to be a system that is similar to things like an iPhone, where they get incremental upgrades for the system, but keep the same iPhone name. You know, iPhone sales are indicative of every iPhone that was ever released. And I feel like the Switch is going to be something like that, because it's an interesting enough platform and a unique enough platform to sort of stand out from the crowd. But DLSS technology, upscaling technology to make things like frame rates and textures run better, is going to be the future of Nintendo if they want to be relevant in things like, you know, graphics. Because at the end of the day, let's be real, Nintendo doesn't focus on graphics, and that's fine. You know, artistic styling holds up better than just raw, powerful graphics. Plus, when you look at the whole realistic side of graphics, we're starting to get to a point where it's like, well, what's the limit that this can do? What's the limit? But you still want to have third-party support, even though third parties are being bought up left and right. You still want to have multi-platform games. You still want to be able to sort of be in the in the talks of these multi-platform games, but really providing your own first-party games as the main backbone of your system sales. And I feel like DLSS technology, which NVIDIA does, by the way, is going to be very important. They've already implemented it in things like the NVIDIA Shield that have come out before that allow for upscaling of things, and we've seen the results from it. It's very, very impressive, and there's really no console that's actually actively doing that. So just to sort of summarize everything, because I know I've kind of been all over the place with this, the Nintendo Switch is an old system. Old systems get cycled out with new systems. Nintendo works with NVIDIA. The Tegra X1 is what powers the Nintendo Switch. NVIDIA more than likely is working on the next Nintendo Switch model because, I mean, they're business partners with Nintendo. NVIDIA posted a job listing for something that works with lower end drivers and lower end GPUs to sort of optimize them. And it's like, what could this really be? You know, I guess there are other possibilities. I'm not a PC gaming expert, even though, you know, I watch I watch PC games, you know, I watch them. So I really should be the PC gaming ambassador. I'm sorry, that just rubs me the wrong way. If you watch something, that doesn't make you an expert in it. I watch basketball, not a basketball player. I watch car shows, I'm not a mechanic. Like there's different levels to it, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not gatekeeping, it's called keeping it real. But when it comes to this system, I don't know. I really feel like there's a chance. I mean, especially with, you know, Breath of the Wild 2 getting delayed once again. We got Breath of the Wild 1 with a new piece of Nintendo hardware. It also released on the Wii U. Could Nintendo do something like that? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting, though, to see what ends up happening in the future and to see if we get more sort of leaks and stuff like this about potential future Nintendo hardware. It could be absolutely nothing. Let's throw that out there. This could be absolutely nothing to do with Nintendo, but I feel like it has something to do with them. And I feel like we might end up seeing something sooner rather than later. So let me know in the comments section down below what you think of all this. Is this job listing pertaining to a new piece of Nintendo hardware like I think it is? Or am I just an idiot? Because, I mean, I could be an idiot. And am I a porn star because I watch a lot of adult films? Also, let me know that in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. If you really enjoyed the video, also hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. And don't forget, I'm still the king when it comes to Metroid Dread. Bow down, servants, bow down. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.